Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my under eye to set it so it's not creasing and to not have any transfer. So if you are interested in this, keep on watching and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay guys, I like to typically just jump right in and go for it and not ramble on so I lose you all. But there are a few things that are absolutely worth saying. Okay, first things first, our skin is an organ. So what I can't stress enough is it is alive. It is producing oil. It is sucking in oil if it's dry. So it is going to move. When you make a face, it's going to move. So settling and creasing is normal. I'm going to show you a few examples. Now, please understand, I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but we have Kim Kardashian. She is absolutely stunning, beautiful, has a global renowned makeup artist at her beck and call. She has the top of the line procedures done, the top of the line plastic surgeons, estheticians, whatever. And guess what? Her skin still moves. It doesn't matter. She's not putting product on actual plastic. Okay, so here is an example of what we see. But this is the reality. Look, she still looks absolutely stunning, but you can see there is creasing for sure in her makeup. One of the most famous women for her skin is J-Lo. J-Lo's makeup always looks fantastic, and oh my gosh, to be 50 years old and look that great, what I wouldn't give. But she has skin too. So here we go. This is what we're shown. She looks flawless. She looks beautiful. But this is the reality. You can see. Now, do I know if this photo right here has been edited? No, but it looks real. That's what skin looks like. So I just want you to understand the reality is we have skin, and our skin is going to move. So what you're seeing on TikTok, on Instagram, on social media platforms, on the red carpet, it's edited. It's not reality, or they've just done their makeup and it looks perfect. Now, I have a full face of makeup on because I'm getting ready to go on set to film for the news. But I have done it. You can see I've got full coverage. It looks good. And I'm showing you all the best of the best tips and tricks to make sure that your makeup stays put. So if you are doing these things, then you are giving it your best. If you still have some issues, comment in the comment section below and maybe we can troubleshoot and figure it out. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to prep my under eye. Now you definitely want to prep that area. I am probably more on, I always say I'm on the dry side, but because of how I take care of my skin, I would say I'm probably more normal. But I'm just going to use the eye cream that I always use. It's the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment. I will pop that up because you can't really see that well. And if you have oily skin, if you have a lot of transfer from your mascara and stuff, then you probably need something a little more matte. You can use, they have under eye primers now, or you can use like a face primer. So if you need something a little more grippy or matte, you can do that. Now, I am going to be on the news today doing a segment for makeup. And those studio lights are very, very harsh. So I will definitely be doing a full coverage. Now on my day-to-day look, I'm using something a little bit lighter. So I will tell you which products I use, but I am going to color correct. If you can see right here, I have a lot of blues and purples. So the way to color correct that is you want to use peaches or orange. peaches if you're more fair, if you're darker, orange. So here's the deal though. If you do not have a whole lot of discoloration under that under eye, then I really encourage you to not color correct, because you have to understand the more product you're putting down, the more potential you have to crease. So of course I'm going to show you my tips and tricks for that to not happen. But again, as I mentioned earlier, it's skin. Sometimes it just happens. Okay, I moved my camera a little bit. I wasn't liking how it was looking. So I've color corrected a little bit. Now I'm going in with the Jouer concealer. It is in the shade Chiffon. It is full coverage. Typically on the day-to-day, if I'm doing just my regular makeup, I'm going to use something like NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'll link that below, and I'll link the color that I use. Or I use the Dior Forever Glow. It's a good full coverage, but it's dewy. This is probably a little bit more on the matte side. Now, we want to conceal where we need it, okay? I see a lot of times people doing their makeup, they're not concealing here. Number one, that's gonna brighten, but also it looks kind of crazy if you have all of this bright and then dark in the inner corner. You're gonna have discoloration here. But look, I'm putting just a tiny bit, okay? Then you can see where I'm sunk in. I've been sick, so it's really prominent right now. So I'm putting that there. Now, the purpose of a highlight is to bring forward. So that's sunk in. We want to bring that forward. And then I do like a little bit of lift. I know this is a trend right now. I have been doing that for years, putting my concealer there, but it's all going to be blended out. So I'm going to use a concealer brush. You can use a concealer brush. You can use your finger. Some people use a damp beauty blender. You could do that. I prefer a finger or a brush. Now watch, I'm tapping. I'm not dragging, I'm tapping, okay? So we really want to get the most bang for our buck with that concealer, and we don't want to have to keep applying more and more and more. So, because the more you apply, again, the more potential you have to crease. So see how nice that looks? Same thing here. Now, I had a client say to me, don't do it on you when you do that video, do it on somebody else because you don't have any under eye creasing. I do have under eye wrinkles. Everybody does. If you're above the age of 15 or 13, you have it. I just know how to conceal it so it doesn't look like I do. Okay, here's the trick. You want to let that dry down for just about 30 to 60 seconds, and I'm gonna tell you why. You ready for it? What happens is the concealer is going to crease. That's what we want right now. So we're gonna let that crease and let that settle in to our fine lines, because what we will do is go back through and tap out that extra product that's settling into that fine line and wrinkles, and then we immediately set it, okay? So I'm gonna give it another 30 seconds and we'll come back and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so we're back. There's definitely settling, and I'm just going to take my finger and buff out that creasing. So, or you can use we'll use the brush. Back and forth. See how it's settling? It doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3 lines or if you have 75 lines. You want to go back and you're buffing that out. Now, we are immediately going in and setting that. Light, light, light. If you've heard me say this once, you've heard me say this 100 times. Less is more. You don't want to look like a crepey old 3,000-year-old woman. Okay, I'm using the Morphe pink setting powder. You can use a translucent setting powder. Very lightly, 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 lightly. I want you to think of your setting powder as a hairspray. So I just curled my hair. I did a loose curl. It's not tight, but I want those to stay loose. So what do I do after that? I spray it, okay? I get it where I want it, then I spray it. Same thing, we buff out that extra concealer and then we set it, immediately set it. See? And it's going to stay that way. Now, because you're here, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup so you can watch that. I'm gonna speed it up, but please know this isn't how I do my everyday. This is more of a very heavy look because again, I'm gonna be under harsh lights.
While I do love to do a full face of glam, especially on other people, I'm really excited to get out an everyday makeup look for you all or a get ready with me. So be on the lookout for that too. All right, I'm going to show you a really quick tip here in a second when I mess up my mascara and you'll see. So hang tight.
Here's a little trick. When I was doing my mascara, it transferred. This is what I've always done. Lick a Q-tip, wait for it to dry, lick a Q-tip, and boom, it comes off. That looks like it's not coming off, but I have a red, natural red mark there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel for more tips, tricks. We are going to be jumping into some full face looks on different faces, different skin types. So please be sure to subscribe and like, give it a thumbs up. And as always, I really appreciate you tuning in.